that Georgia is the greatest state in the nation? Am I at the right rally tonight? I want to also tell you that as a Republican and a conservative, I believe in lowering costs but increasing opportunities for the families of our country and our state. Are we at the right rally tonight?
Yeah!
Lastly, I want to tell you, I believe that in 2 days, on Election Day, we're going to send the Republican majorities back to Atlanta like we have now in the House and the Senate, and we're going to send Republicans back and keep the House of Representatives, but we're going to take the United States Senate and importantly, we're going to send Donald J. Trump back to the White House.
Yeah! Woo!
Tell me, are we at the right rally tonight or what?
No!
Thank you for that. Let me lead us if I would. If you would, please take a respectful pose and let us bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you humbly today with a grateful heart. We thank you for the blessings on this great country and this beautiful state we live in. What we enjoy all comes from you. Father, our leaders need to know that you need to know you and they seek your will. And our citizens need to remember what our forefathers did and our veterans did to give us what we have today. I pray for wisdom and strength for President Trump, that he may have the vision for our future. I also pray for President Trump and my family, because we know this is a family cause and a family effort. I also pray for J.D. Vance. We're blessed in Georgia, Father, to have great leaders like Governor Brian Kemp and Governor Burt Jones and their families that support them. I pray for healing for our land. We are here because of you, and we know that this country is the beacon of hope for all of the world. But we need leaders who understand and know you. For as America goes, so goes the world. Please help unite this country, Father. Give our citizens the clarity to vote for what will be in the best interest of our great nation. Now, we pray for safe travel for President Trump as he traverses our nation over the next 48 hours. And finally, we pray for our first responders who responded to the victims of Hurricane Helene, who work for the safety of our leaders wherever they be. And they also respond to every call of every day for the citizens just like here tonight. And all these things, Your Honor, and all of these things we pray in Jesus' name.
Amen. Woo! Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome nominee for Georgia's 2nd Congressional District, Wayne Johnson, to listen the Pledge of Allegiance.
Woo! Five.
First of all, before we start, it's a great honor to be here in Macon, Georgia. As y'all well know, we're right in the middle of the 2nd District, and this particular district will very much determine the next President of the United States. As we give the Pledge of Allegiance, I would ask for any member of the military, current or previous, to give the hand salute to the eyebrow, and everyone else to put your hand over your heart. And I'd ask you to look to your right, to our great flag that is waving in the breeze, and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the youngest mayor in America, Mayor of Arabi, Georgia, Brooke Huckabee, to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Georgia's GOP Chairman, Josh Macon.
Woo!
it's not just a socialist regime that bankrupts our families. Does anyone here watch The View? I don't think so. No one watched The View, no way. Well, Mark Cuban was on The View last week. So Mark Cuban says there are no strong, intelligent women that support Donald Trump. Okay, well, that's pretty shocking because since when did Democrats know what a woman was? You know, Kamala is too weak to apologize to women, and she has no backbone to stand up to Mark Cuban. So I stood up to Mark Cuban, and I said, you know what, Mark? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a former CEO. I owned a basketball team. You know, I'll take you on. And look, here's what's going on in America. They are calling us garbage to distract us from their failures. Now, I've been around this state. I look at the beautiful audience. I don't see any garbage.
No.
I see amazing patriots who have endured 4 miserable years.
Yes. Woo.
I see hardworking Georgians who continue to fight against a corrupt system of career politicians that hate us. And we're standing up and we're not going to take it anymore. So Donald Trump is here for all of us, whether you're a fry cook at McDonald's or a sanitation worker or just a hard-working Georgian. He is going to bring us all together and make America great again.
Woo.
Okay, so here's the deal. He doesn't have to do any of this. He could be anywhere doing anything, back in his great life. But he's here in the arena fighting for us. He's been attacked, slandered, tried to bankrupt him, jail him, and assassinate him. But he got back up and told us to fight. So here's the deal. We may not even deserve Donald Trump, but we desperately need him. Okay? So here him on Tuesday. We are going to turn out and make sure he can tell Kamala Harris, Kamala, you're fired.
Fire. Woo.
On Tuesday, we are going to swamp the vote. We're going to get all our friends and family out to make it too big to win because Georgia is not going to let Donald J. Trump down and we are not going to let this nation down. We know the drill. We can get it done in Georgia, and if we do our part, we're going to make Donald J. Trump the 47th President of the United States of America.
Woo.
To the stage, Republican nominee for Georgia's 3rd Congressional District, Brian Jack.
Woo.
Well, who is ready to make history in 36 hours? My name is Brian Jack. I am from Fayette County, Georgia. Home of the incredible Fayette County Republican Party, which was well represented here, Nancy Holland, Councilwoman Brown. And And I spent the last 8 years of my life working for the greatest president of our lifetime, President Donald J. Trump. And with the support of many of you in this audience, particularly those of you from Upson County, Pike County, Lamar County, Spalding County, I stand before you, and by the way, I have the endorsement of President Donald J. Trump, without question, the most powerful endorsement in the history of Republican politics. I stand before you today as a Republican nominee for our congressional district. And we've had 2 elections thus far, and we've had a turnout problem in each of them. In the primary election earlier this year, we had 11% turnout. In the runoff election, we had 8% turnout. And we traditionally only have 67% turnout in presidential elections, which means, as you're sitting down, if you look to your left and right, statistically, one of you will not vote for president. I don't think that's the case, and if I can ask everybody to have a show of hands, who has already voted for Donald J. Trump?
Woo!
So my call to action to you, you're going to hear it from every speaker today, is we've got to get out and vote. We also have to persuade those few undecided votes, those few swing votes that are left. And because everyone here in the audience knows it, we've got all the cameras on in front of us, I ask you, we have 2 candidates running for president. Never before have we had a greater contrast. Which candidate running for president already gave us the greatest economy in the history of our country? And he did that by passing the largest tax cuts, by achieving historic deregulation, and by unleashing America's energy potential. So the economy is settled. When it comes to immigration, which candidate already gave us the most secure border in the history of our country?
Trump!
And which candidate for president will work closely with Scott, Andrew Clyde, Mike Collins, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and myself in Congress to finally pass legislation that requires proof of American citizenship when you vote in an American election?
Trump!
And on foreign policy, because I think that's the sleeper issue, if you will, for the next 36 hours, I'm reminded, and I think each and every one of you knows, which candidate for president was the first president in nearly 50 years to not start any new.
They say that the South is the Bible Belt, and I think that Georgia.
No! No!
By the CARE program. Just this week in my district in Habersham County, we had another. Her name was Amy Rodriguez Ramirez, brutally murdered by an illegal alien from Mexico. That alien murdered by an illegal alien from Mexico. That alien came here in March 2021 through the wide open border caused by Biden. Executive legally is a criminal, every one of them. The first thing they did was break the law.
United States Congressman Austin Scott.
I want to remind you that when Donald Trump was president of the United States, something happened that people said couldn't happen. We got to watch as leaders from the Middle East and around the world came to the White House, your White House, my White House, America's White House, and our President Donald J. Trump, and we signed the Abraham Accords. Nobody else but Donald Trump could have gotten that done. What do we have in the Middle East today? We have chaos. We have chaos. Peace through strength from men like Donald Trump that we're blessed to have. And we have chaos from people like Kamala who can't decide who the enemy is and who the friend is. Well, let me tell you, Israel is our friend. And Hamas is our enemy. It's not that far. And the indecisiveness leads to chaos. And chaos leads to terror. And terror leads to death. It's chaos over there. It's chaos over here. Look at what she did at our border. You couldn't mess the border up that bad unless you tried to.
That's what she did.
I call it borders by comma. Borders by comma. Trump fixed it. She did exactly what she wanted to with it. She designed it exactly the way it is. And now she's come out and said she's for a border wall. Well, now she's spent her whole career saying she was opposed to it, and I'm just wondering, was she lying then, or is she lying now? Let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just America that's counting on us to elect Donald Trump. It's the whole world. The world depends on us for national security. The decisive leader of the White House who knows who our friends are and who our enemies are. And we need a White House that our friends respect and our enemies fear. And Donald Trump delivered that before, and he'll deliver it again. And I'm just telling you, it's time to vote Trump one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage United States Congressman Mike Collins.
I like my voters just a little on the trashy side. Do not, under any circumstances, let anything get between you and you casting your vote. I don't care if you're a long-haul trucker or a long-distance runner. You didn't go vote early, you better show up and go vote Tuesday, because we need you. Now, if you want to be able to afford a house, you want a secure border, if you just want your kids to be able to go to school and just learn, not get brainwashed, if you want the most expensive vehicle you operate to not be the grocery cart, then go vote.
Yep.
I'll put it to you this way, easier. You don't want your daughters competing with men to use the bathroom stall or on the volleyball team? Go vote! Now, our country is crying to get back to the number one thing that Donald Trump said he'd never get tired of: winning. That's right. I mean, buying cars, going on vacations, buying houses. Every American. Okay, brown, black, white, 2 college degrees, no college degrees. Trump's policies lifted all votes. Everybody was they're doing better than what they're doing now. See, the media and the left, man, they spent 10 years brainwashing Americans. Brainwashing Americans into hating Donald Trump. I mean, a man that literally took a bullet for this country. But let me tell you, Trump's not running against Kamala. No. Trump's running against a socialistic, big government, control everything about you, rogue regime. These people want to change the culture and the very fabric of our country. This regime hates Donald Trump, but Donald Trump loves you and he loves this country more than they hate him. Well, this thing's gotten so bad that they're killing the pets. They're killing the squirrels. They're killing the raccoons. Our government under Harris and Biden has become so out of touch with its priorities as it's broken. When they send in SWAT teams for Peanut the squirrel, but not the criminal gangs, when they send money to our foreign countries, but won't take care of hurricane victims, well, only Trump can fix this. Now, we're going to do a few things. We're going to stop American families from losing sons and daughters to illegal, that's right, illegal aliens that are invading our country. We're going to stop the gangs. We're going to stop the fentanyl. We're going to stop the sex trafficking. Every these outside invaders are doing to destroy America. We're going to stop the destruction of this country with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in the White House and an America First Congress that's going to have his back this time. At least I'm consistent. Y'all, I'm asking you something. Hunker down. Let's hunker down for these last couple of days. I need you to go do your part. I need you to make sure you vote. Make sure you take your friends. Make sure you take your family to vote. It's Tuesday. Tuesday's the final battle. We are in the end game now. You go do that. We'll put Donald Trump in the White House. We'll increase our majority in the Congress. We'll flip that Senate. And by God, we'll take our country back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I was born in Milledgeville. And I was a little girl in Macon, Georgia. We need to talk about our history a little bit. Let's talk about it. For the past 8 years, we have been through so much together. It's been quite a ride. Donald Trump, our former president, 45th president of the United States, has brought us on this ride. And it's important to recognize it. For years, the media and the Democrats have called him every name in the book. And they've called us every name in the book, along with him. Never forget it was Hillary Clinton that declared we were all deplorable. And then they moved forward and they called us Nazis, and Kamala Harris called us Nazis. She called these rallies Nazis. Now, as the media and the Democrats have tried to tell America who Donald Trump is, we know exactly who he is because he was our president for 4 years. You can't lie to us. You can't lie. And you want to know what else you can't lie about? You can't lie to us about who Kamala Harris is either. You know exactly who she is. So we have two candidates, and let's talk about the past 4 years that we have been through. Never forget it was the Democrats that shut this country down during COVID. Never forget it was the Democrats who hurt people's speech. Free speech, they took it away. They shut down churches, they shut down beaches. They shut down playgrounds. They kept schools closed. If you're someone in this audience tonight, and it's your first time voting, you lost prom, you lost your graduation, you probably lost your part-time job, your sports and your activities were shut down, and that happened through Democrats. And it should have never happened. But moving forward, let's talk about what they did with full Democrat control in Washington, D.C. Under Joe Biden, under Kamala Harris, under Democrats controlling Washington. They passed some of the most horrific bills that I had to vote no on. As they lecture America about supposedly women's reproductive rights, I want you to know that Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats passed a bill in the House twice that would legalize abortion to the day of birth. That is not a reproductive right. murder.
Woo!
That's right. This is not a party that's pro-women. This is a party that celebrates and promotes men pretending to be women coming into our bathrooms and our daughters' sports. This is not a party that is pro-women. As a matter of fact, this is a party that is destructive for women. And they have lied and lied to women in America, and it's wrong. And the right thing that we can do is to stand up for women. Because when we're standing up for women, we are protecting our women's sports. We are protecting our daughters from the lies of the left and protecting our sons. And the most important lie we have to protect our children from is the lie that you can change your gender to something else. These are the lies of the left, and these are the lies that they have told for the past 4 years. Now, I want you to imagine going forward if Kamala Harris were to become President of the United States. We would go forward in an America where you can better bet that trans men will become a permanent fixture in women's sports. We will go forward in an America under Kamala Harris's Department of Education where they would brainwash children to believe they can change their gender in every school in America. We would go forward in our country with wide open borders where under Borders Czar Kamala Harris, they've already brought in tens of millions of people. Tens of millions that have murdered Americans. Think of this. Think of this. The Democrats in New York City went in and raided a home to kill a squirrel. They did, to kill a squirrel. Yet it was the same state of New York that let the criminal illegal alien go that came to Georgia that murdered our very own Macon Riley. That's who the Democrats are. Now, if we go forward in America under Kamala Harris as president, she's going to give amnesty and citizenship to all of these illegal aliens that she has let into this country. And I want you to understand what that will do to us. See, it's not just people coming in to try to live their American dream. The American dream that we should be fighting for is your American dream. And that's exactly what President Trump is going to do. But we have to do this on Tuesday. If we don't convince the people that still may not want to vote, if we do not convince them to go in on Tuesday and cast their vote for President Trump, then we are looking at a future that looks very dark. A future of wide open borders, a future of economic disaster, a future of high taxes, a future that includes World War III. And you have to always remember it was President Trump who brought world peace. They can't lie about that no matter how hard they try. Now, my fellow Georgians and friends and family who are here today, we have been on this MAGA train for a long time, since 2016. And here we are, we're seeing it come to an end, and I know many of you in the audience tonight feel emotional about that, just as I do. My first Trump rally was right here in Macon, Georgia. What? Years ago, and I can't believe that my last Trump rally on the campaign trail is right here in Macon, Georgia. And here's the message that you all need to understand. This is not the end. It's not the end. You see, President Trump is the father of our movement. He's the founding father of Make America Great Again. He's the founding father of America First policies that have turned the entire country and the world's focus back to how we should be governing. And we have a responsibility, at least my generation of politicians do, and so do many of my colleagues. You see, along with President Trump, when we elect him on Tuesday and put him back in the White House, right?
Yep.
We have a great responsibility to pick up this mantle along with him and carry it forward. This may be the last Trump rally in Georgia of this campaign cycle, but this is not the end of the MAGA movement.
Woo!
Oh no, this is only the beginning. And that's exactly what the Democrats and the media that hate us need to understand. We aren't going anywhere.
Whoa, look at
We
that.
are not going anywhere.
Oh my God. Whoa.
And here's
Ooh.
the message that really needs to be
What
understood
a
across
crowd.
the aisle. Is no matter the nasty names you call us, no matter how much you look down on us, no matter how much you want to lock us up and put us in jail, here's something you need to remember. You see, we're your brothers and sisters, your daughters and sons, your mothers and fathers, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles. We're your friends and your neighbors. And shame on every single one of you for treating us the way you have treated us for the past 8 years. We are not garbage. We are not Nazis. We are not fascists. And we are not deplorable. We're Americans and we love our country.
Yes.
We love our fellow Americans. And we want the Democrats, the left, the media, and those that have been against us for all these years, we want them to understand something. You may hate the man that we support, that we're voting for on Tuesday, but you need to remember to treat us with respect. You do. You need to treat us with respect. And our message back to you is this. You need to remember to love the country just like we do. And we need to fight for it together.
Yes.
You see, it wasn't too long ago, it was just a few months ago. Think about that. July 13th, President Trump was shot in the face in Butler, Pennsylvania. That should have never happened. He was impeached twice. That should have never happened. They've investigated him, they've indicted him, and they arrested him and locked him up in Fulton County. None of these things should have happened. No, none of them should have happened. And there's other things that shouldn't have happened to Americans. January 6, 2021 was not an insurrection. And there's people that have been locked up or still being prosecuted, have been put in prison for years. And the way our federal government has treated them is some of the worst things I've ever seen in my lifetime.
That's right.
They never did this to the violent BLM and Antifa protesters, did they? Rioters. No, they didn't. It's a hypocrisy that should never be forgotten. So as you go to the polls on Tuesday, I want you to carry this with you. Your government should never become tyrannical and lock you down, force you to take a vaccine, muzzle you with a mask. Your government should never become tyrannical to take away your rights and your freedoms. Your government should never become tyrannical to lock up people because they protested an election, because the elections belong to the American people. So on Tuesday, Georgia, let's vote for Donald J. Trump and send him back to the White House.
Woo! No!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage former White House Press Secretary and Governor of Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
To get to spend this night with you talking about America's favorite president. When I started at the White House, and when the president named me his White House press secretary, I was the very first mom and only the third woman to ever hold that job. And in that role, the left and the Democrats relentlessly attacked me. They attacked my appearance. They attacked my intelligence. MSNBC host said that I was vile, unfit to be a mother. Not true. Not even human. My family was kicked out of a restaurant, and another parent at my children's school spit on our car. The left, let me be clear, the left does not care about empowering women, but Donald Trump does. Donald Trump who stood up for me, defended me, and gave me confidence to step back on the stage and do my job. Yep. We were walking into a meeting after some of those horrible things had happened. The president stopped me, grabbed me, looked me directly in the eye and said, "Sarah, you're smart, you're tough, you're beautiful, and the only reason they attack you is because you're good at your job. Now get back to work." Whoa! No! Doesn't want to support them. They don't want to empower women. They want to empower themselves. But Donald Trump not only wants to empower women, he wants to empower every American, and he wants to fight for a country that means something, stands for something, and will bring stability and peace to the entire world.
Yes!
Donald Trump is the leader and the fighter that our country needs at a time when we need it the very most. The reason I know how much Donald Trump loves this country is because I got to see it every single day for 2.5 years, working alongside him, watching him take hit after hit and keep fighting, keep standing up, and keep making America great. Over the course of the 2.5 years that I spent at the White House, I traveled with the president literally all over the world. And on one particular trip, December 25th of 2018, I went on a trip that I will never forget. It was Christmas night and we had just finished cleaning up wrapping paper that was shoved into every corner of our family's home thanks to our 3 kids. When I walked out on my own family's Christmas, unable to tell them where I was going that night, because the place I'd be traveling was so dangerous they didn't want anybody in the world to know that the President of the United States was going to be on the ground even for a few hours. Yet we have men and women who serve there and sacrifice every single day, putting their lives on the line so that we can live in the greatest country the world has ever known. no lights on the runway. And 12 and a half hours later, when we landed in the war-torn part of Western Iraq, it was a similar scene. No lights on the plane, no lights on the runway. The only light you could see was coming from a dining hall where hundreds of troops had crowded in. They had gathered thinking they were having dinner with senior military leadership. They had absolutely no idea that the President of the United States was going to walk into that room. And when he did, a sight and a scene and a sound that I know I will never forget unfolded. You had people from every part of our country, every race, every religion, every political party represented in that room. But in that moment, in one perfect voice and in total unity, they chanted over and over again, USA, USA, USA.
Wow, wow, wow.
It was a perfect picture.
Too many people.
What makes America so incredible. You had men and women willing to put everything on the line to fight for our country, to fight for our freedom so that we could enjoy it. One of the young soldiers yelled from the back and said, "Mr. President, I re-enlisted in the military because of you." And the president said, "Son, I'm here because of you." Deserves to know that he has a country back home that is doing their part in the fight for freedom, that is doing their part in protecting it, preserving it, and making sure we have the ability to pass it on to the next generation. Donald Trump will be the president that does that. Now my guess is each one of you are here tonight because you love America. And I hope that you remember why you love America. America is the greatest country that the world has ever known because we're the freest country the world has ever known. We have to fight for it. We have to protect it. And you have the ability to do that on Tuesday. Each one of us has a part to play in the fight for freedom. Not all of us are called to serve on the physical battlefields of Iraq. Not all of us are called to run for office, but we are all called to be part of the fight, to defend our country and make sure that our kids and grandkids get to live. So when you leave tonight, don't just leave thinking what a fun time that you have. Leave here energized and committed to doing your part in the fight for freedom and making sure every single person you know shows up and votes on Tuesday. Unless, of course, they tell you they're voting for somebody other than Donald Trump, and you let them know the election's been moved to December. No pressure, Georgia, but the entire country is counting on you, and I know that you will deliver and you will do your part in the great fight for freedom. Thank you so much for being here.
Woo! Thank you, Sarah. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage United States Senator Marco Rubio.
Whoa!
What a great speech, what a great governor, what a great delegation, what a great statement, Governor.
Yes!
I want to start, this is a Trump rally, so we need to speak straight. I want to speak straight to you, okay? All right.
They called me about this yesterday. I want to be honest. They said, yeah, we're doing this route in Georgia. Maybe you want to come up. It's not that far, you know. And I said, look, I don't know. I mean, right now we're up 10-3 in the first half. I don't know if they're going to want to see me tomorrow over there, because right now my Florida Gators are eating the dogs. But they played the rest of the game, and Georgia went Georgia on us, and so I'm sure we're going to have for the 4th straight year, and so, but I said, I gotta go. I have to be there. First of all, because they're going to be in a good mood. And second, because of what's truly at stake. Look, I thought I was going to come up here today and tell you about all the horrible things that are being said. I'll be honest, look, there's always been bias in the media. I don't know if you guys know that. There's always been bias, because I don't mean bias just because every human being is biased. Okay, I'm biased, right? We're all biased. But I don't think we've ever seen what we've seen in the last 10 days. This is nothing but a full-scale effort to do everything you possibly can at virtually every major media outlet in America to depress and suppress Republican votes and Trump voters, and to undermine and prevent Donald Trump from being elected. I've never seen anything like it. It's a full-scale assault. Even yesterday, Kamala Harris was apparently on an airplane and headed to Michigan. They called her, do you want to be on Saturday Night Live? She was on there. And they made a U-turn. Apparently left a bunch of people stranded, waiting for her. I don't think people went to a rally anyway. She probably told them Beyonce was going to be there, so they all showed up. Did a U-turn and went to Saturday Night Live, by the way, in violation of the law. But my only hope was, I hope she laughed at Saturday Night Live in front of millions of people who heard her laughing for a few minutes, because that's probably worth 2 to 3 million votes right there. That's right. It's an all-scale assault. I did a show this morning, and it's interesting. They take like a 5-second snippet of something Trump says and says, oh, he's calling for violence, or he's violent rhetoric. I said, violent rhetoric? He's the guy that's been almost shot at one time and almost assassinated the second. He's the violent rhetoric? They're the violent rhetoric. So, but all this is happening, but I want to focus on something in the limited time I have with you that's a little different, but the same in some ways. And that is what we're hopeful of. Look, my parents were born in Cuba. They came here in 1956. There's no way there's 4 Cubans here. That's not true. If there's 5, it's called a conspiracy. 4 is all right. It's manageable. By the way, I want to make clear, Mark Cuban is not Cuban. Okay? So,
you're good.
I'm an American by birth, they're Americans by choice. And let me tell you something, there isn't a day that goes by, and this sounds like maybe it's not true, but it really is. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't thank God that they came here, that this country existed, that it was the nation that was 90 miles from the shores of the nation of their birth. Because it was the only place in the world where anyone from anywhere could achieve anything by working hard and playing by the rules. I never lived in another country, but I lived surrounded by people that did. And the people who have come from other places and know what life is like outside of Americans, they're the first ones to tell you, do you guys have any idea how special, how unique, how extraordinary the country that you have is? How extraordinary and special the United States is. And it is something that I think has been instilled in me my entire life, but it's what propelled me to want to serve in public office. And it's what I fear is at stake, and what we're losing. Not because our people are the greatest people in the world, we're still a great people, capable of extraordinary things. But we've been led by people who have led us on the wrong path, the path of decline, the path of destruction. And we have a candidate running for president that at its core, what his message is, it's the most straightforward message you can ever have. What is the message of Donald Trump's campaign? He wants to make America great again.
Yep.
How is that okay? outrageous? How is it offensive to say that the #1 job of the United States government is to serve the American people and put them above anything else? When did that become offensive? That's common sense, and we need that again. We need a government led by people with a president that puts you before anything or anyone else.
Yes. Woo!
Since what is it offensive to say, look, we have a country, we have to have laws. If tomorrow you announce anyone who wants to come to America, please do, which is basically what's happening. But let me just basically say, from now on, anyone who wants to come, just come anywhere you want, anytime you want. Literally, 150, 200 million people would come. They would come here. But no country in the world would do that, except this one under this administration of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And when you have 11, 12, 13 million people, yes, the majority of them are not criminals, but if 5% of 12 million people are dangerous criminals, that is a lot of dangerous criminals, and they're in our country. I am tired of bad news. I am tired of negative headlines about our country. I am tired of hearing the price of this is going up, and more crime over here, and more war over there, and less respect for America. We are tired of the bad news. We want to live in an era of prosperity. We want to live in an era of safety and security. We want to live in an era of peace, and we want to live in an era of strength. We want an America that dreams big again, and for that, we need to elect Donald Trump. That's the thing. That's the America I grew up in. That's the America my children, your grandchildren deserve to inherit. And there's only one way to do that. And that is you have to come out and vote. We have to come out and vote. And if we do, Donald Trump will not just be our 45th president, he'll be our 47th, and America will be great again.
Yes. Yes. Woo! Woo! Romeo!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, Burt Jones. Summertime is finally here.
What's going on, Macon, Georgia?
Yo! Wow, look at that. Ooh.
I do appreciate Senator Rubio for being here today. Let's give him a hand. That's a great job. He reminded me he was a University of Florida grad when we were backstage, and he said he was a little concerned he wasn't going to get here. I told him there was no doubt it was going to be fine. We were welcomed you with open arms regardless. But how about them dogs on Saturday? The last time I was standing on this stage, it was about a month ago with a musical artist named Jason Aldean. And he and I were here to present a check for the hurricane victims. And because we partnered with Donald J. Trump, we raised those hurricane victims $7 million that night.
Woo!
I always like to say that because the media never reported it. But within 4 days of partnering with the president, we raised $7 million, and it's going to the hurricane victims. And we need to keep our thoughts and prayers of those hurricane victims in there because our state is hit hard. We had a great number of speakers tonight, and I do appreciate particularly our Bowertown speakers, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's doing a great job tonight. Of course, Senator Rubio, he did a wonderful job, and I want to thank all of our congressional delegation as well as our legislators. Y'all please give them a round of applause.
Woo!
You know, earlier this week, I think the Biden-Harris regime referred to us as a bunch of garbage, I believe. Isn't that right?
Ooh.
I tell you what, I can remember the first, I was a co-chair of the Trump campaign back in 2015. He's co-chaired again in 2020, and I remember that first rally that we had here in Macon, Georgia, and it was just as big as it is right now. And I can tell you right now, if this is what they consider garbage, if this is what the Biden administration considers garbage, then I'll take this trash all day long.
Oh. Woo! Thank you.
I'll take it all day long, and I'd say put me in, coach, because if I want to go to battle, I want to go to battle with this crowd right here. It is unbelievable, it is unconscionable that there is a party that refers to an entire group of people as garbage, as Nazis, as deplorable, as people who just cling to their guns and Bibles, I believe is what I heard. Is that right? No, I tell you what we love as Americans. We love cheap groceries. We love cheap gasoline and being energy independent. We love a closed border. And we love people to love our country as much as we love our country.
Right.
Those are just basic things that you would think that they would want, but they don't. Instead, they want to insult us when we don't agree with them. And they want to tell us that we're not right and that we should pay more at the gas pumps and we should pay more at the grocery stores and we should allow 20 million people unchecked and unvetted into our country and allow them to be citizens, right? But I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired of that. And on Tuesday, we're going to change the direction of this country. And it's going to be by a man that has a simple message: make America great again. This race should not even be close. It should not even be close, because as we were voting on the issues, President Trump would win in a landslide. But this media crowd that we have back here, the national media crowd we have, they're the absolute worst. They're the absolute worst. They have villainized this man for the last 10 years, and they have been the reason that there's been 2 assassination attempts on him. They have been the reason, along with their coastal elites, that he has been prosecuted or attempted to be prosecuted by all these rogue DAs around the country. I know a little something about a rogue DA. I had one in Fulton County trying to come after me as well. So, woo! Guess what? I beat her too. Because the truth will always set you free. That the truth is on your side. You will win. And I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This movement, this Make America Great Again movement, you need to take it all in tonight, because you will never see anything like it again. You will never see anything like it again, not in our lifetime. But fortunately, we're going to get to see him 4 more years in the White House starting Tuesday.
Oh!
So please, please, please go vote. Get your friends to vote, get your family to vote. I've said it many times, if you don't have a friend, go make one between now and Tuesday. Get them to vote. God bless you, and let's make President Trump 45 to number 47 now.
Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Heisman Trophy winner and football legend, Herschel Walker.
Quý vị nhìn khán giả này, quý vị mới nhìn hôm nay nè, bao nhiêu đây người quý vị. Oh my God.
Hello there, Macon. Hello there. I want to tell you, I grew up about 60 miles from here. I said about 60 miles, but I don't want anyone to fact checking me. It's a little bit more. And about 40 years ago, I met a young man that was just the way I grew up. He loved his family, and he loved this great country. And we hit it off.
Yep.
That young man was Donald J. Trump.
Whoa!
We both a little bit older, but we both still have good hair. And I can tell you 40 years ago, President Trump hasn't changed. He still loves his family, loves his country, and we're still friends.
Yep. Yep.
But our founding fathers risked everything when they stood up to the king. And men and women in our military sacrificed their life to help protect what our founding father gave us. And you know, Donald Trump has come from the same cloth. He has sacrificed a lot for this country, and in so many ways. And it really disgusts me when I did hear them insult him with all these names. One of them, they call him a racist.
Ooh.
And if y'all haven't noticed, I'm black. I've had some people on the left that said that I wasn't black. And now they've thrown all these bogus lawsuits at them, trying to bankrupt them.
This rally is on fire.
And they've tried to throw them in jail. And with this hateful rhetoric, they've had people to take shots at him, try to kill him. But man can't stop what God got in store for him. Let us not let Donald Trump down. No. Because he's not going to let us down.
Yep.
Donald Trump's times in office, we had a great economy. We had a secure border. Crime was down. There was no men and women's sports. And other countries respected us. Now think about this. Would you like for me to compete against your daughter? And many of you may not know, I'm back in school at the University of Georgia. And I was on campus when Macon was killed. And she was killed from an illegal gang member because of the Biden-Harris weak or no border policy. Wow, Donald Trump can't bring Macon back, but he can help her family and help us to stop this illegal immigration. And he can help us to stop all the criminals from coming into our country. We need to have Donald Trump's back because he's got our back.
Yes, sir.
And then we can take our country back.
Yep. Woo!
And I've heard our opponent call us garbage. They said that we were garbage. Well, they can call us garbage all day long. They can call us anything they want because in the great book that I read, it said no weapon formed against us.
Yeah.
Fact-check me. That is in Isaiah 54:17. And as Michael Jackson said in his song, The Man in the Mirror, that we can make a change. But that change is gonna come if y'all get out and vote.
Yep.
So if you haven't voted, you need to get to the polls right away. And as Bert said, bring a friend, bring a relative, bring whoever, because we have to take our country back. And Donald Trump is not just my friend, he's your friend. And it is time for us to step up to the plate. It is not time for us to sit on the sideline anymore. Because when you see what they're doing to this country, you say it's a dying shame. And it is time for it to stop. And it starts on Tuesday when we get to the polls and we vote for my friend and your friend, Donald Trump.
Thank you. Woo.